CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to another day of the Starter I-League Invitational Shanghai. It's going to be the CIS Qualifiers, of course. You guys know what you're here to see. It's Spirit.Academy versus Nemiga, and this game is going to get started pretty damn soon. Knife round is pretty much moments away from kicking off, but I kind of want to introduce myself a little bit. My name, of course, is Flakes. It's good to see you all here, of course. It's going to be an exciting one. Definitely curious considering the rosters in play, of course. We are seeing an adjustment once again from Spirit, bringing, well, a little bit more firepower into the mix when you look towards the likes of Kalinka. I don't want to call him a pug-leg player, but he's an exceptional individual, to say the least. I think that's certainly going to create a bit of curiosity in terms of how this game will unfold. Of course, you have got Novel as well playing from the Spray and Pray lineup. I mean, Kalinka, just to go back to that, though, I mean, I think he won actually rank S in August, which says a lot. But that's that. We'll give you guys some game sound. Get right into this one. Kind of excited by the map pool as well. I think this could go the full 3. I mean, just looking at the fact that it's Train, Inferno, then Mirage. I mean, Train is a fairly expected and obvious pick when you look towards Nemiga. It's their most played map by a long shot, and it's one of their not necessarily most successful maps. I mean, their actual win rate on it is, what, 33.3% or something? So it's not necessarily the greatest in performance, but it's definitely their most well-versed and well-practiced map. They think they're strongest on it, so it's not a shock to see Train come out. Definitely towards the Spirit lineup, though. They also are going to be fairly comfortable here. Same storyline for them, though, in terms of win rate, so we'll see how that's going to unfold. As here we are, though, kicking things off with Nemiga on that CT side. Spirit over on that T side as we're already going to be looking down through Green Train. See if you can find anything from the team main push, but it's fairly passive play from Spirit. Novel just slowly but surely going to move up to Ivy now that he knows no aggression is coming through. And Vicious just going to fire off a few shots and basically baiting out attention at this point from the CTs. Are you going to face us? Give us anything worth screaming about? Those are going to be broken. Have we not got any X-ray? Oh, good shot there, though. Straight to the head of Vicious as he drops down in towards Pop Dog. DS gonna back on away. Passive from him once again. Overextend now, you know the push is coming through, and the second headshot comes in from Kalinka. He loses life very swiftly on this push. Wraparound, of course, is coming in towards the middle of sight, playing towards Sandwich. Romy going to be there to find that headshot. Quite going to be enough to get sight control. Going to all stuck towards the back of hell. You're sandwiched in by MDS, who's going to be there right on the flank. You can't escape, Romy. You got to work your way out of this one nice and fast. Got 30 seconds. Takes the 4. That's a nice shot from him. Quick kill. Robo, though, opening up for a second trade, and that leaves Novell now in such a dire spot. 62 HP, not much to work with, and Cyber Focus is going to take his head right off. Right, let's figure out X-Ray real quick, so bear with me 1 second. I don't know where it's at, but we're gonna try and do that. And we're just gonna check this, like this. I was gonna change the scene, but I want to get it up really quickly. I'm using the Start.Academy, and it's the binds are different. What is the X-ray key? It's certainly a good question. It's kind of frustrating. Not Z. It's not X either. I mean, it's fairly simple kills coming through anyway. We tried X Dixon. I got you, don't worry. But that's bound to talk for some reason. Not V. So at least we have Auto Director. We did have Auto Director. There we go. I mean, observing is not the problem, but I would like X-ray. There we go. We sent a message to Tom, basically saying, "What the hell is your X-ray key in this competition?" That is quite something. I don't want to faff around with you guys and see buttons on the stream as well, because that just gets really awkward. So just bear with me 2 seconds. We are figuring it out. Fairly clean though. Mopping up towards the end, of course. Fen Vicious having a great time with his Famis. Himself the perfect ace, cleaning up 1-to-1. Does leave Nemiga in a bit of a dire spot now. We are going to have to make a decision, invest or not, or whatever it may be. Fortunately caught up in the haywire of smashing all the keys, as KMC says. We did miss out on the fact that he got a fair few kills, but you guys got to witness it, and that's something. Nice early kill from Romy. Looking to see if he can find another one towards Connect. Has to be careful because the back of these trains are really lethal when the rifles are shooting down these angles. Oh, that's nice with the Deagle. Second in return from Robo as well. Mac 10 though in Connector, that's going to be very painful. Kalinka just jumping around, but Hitmouse going for a second. Can't find it, overstretching his reach. Boundaries being collapsed upon as Hitmouse now has to fall back. Play around the back of the train once again, see if he can find something. Sneaky 1D or so. Vicious slowly moves towards the site. Hitmouse is trying so desperately. Plan that shot, but nothing comes of it up until he gets a hip fire on towards Fen Vicious towards the end. But Lucas got through Connector and is sprinting as quick as he physically can over on towards this B site. Plant comes through. Now Spermine has no care, but it's just a raw Mac 10 backed by a molly. Luke, though, being 32 HP, that Mac 10 should be able to chew through him relatively easily. Alright, now that we know he's running away, we've got the fix, right? I remember now. X-ray's on radio too, which means if we go down here, boys, we can do it as a together as a team. That's gonna be K. There we go, we got X-ray. That was a lot more painful than it should have been. Well, we got there in the end stream. Why is it on K? I mean, we don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Yeah, it gets very awkward. I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head there, Fletcher. No idea where he is. No kit. Already going for the aggressive teammate in play, just barging out, finds himself one. Needs to find a second here as well if he can, as the molly is going to squish him completely away from his teammate. Now to play solo, stuck upon a corner, but it's going to be a relatively strong high flash that couple more seconds to play with. Then he can go for a one-tap angle on the back of that trade. So the cookie starts to crumble. Mouse trying to see if he can carry through the round. Goes to 3, but only able to find 2. Still a good amount done, but not quite going to be enough to have an impact in the round after all, as Team Spirit will move up to 3. Nemiga and their one rifle doesn't really do too much to them. However, going into a full by 8, it's not half bad at all, bear in mind that was just a very mixed bag, so not really going to be complaining too much. This is where the entire lineup effectively going to have their rifles, so life is pretty good for them. On the upside, Team Spirit do give us a technical pause to work with, which means we can make sure that we're good as well. Strong start from the T side of Spirit, of course. Definitely aided by the second round that you were able to pick up. Really got to give a lot of credit towards Vicious for being able to find that play. That's where the bulk of his frags come from. It's one of the reasons why he's been able to stress himself out with such a big margin from the rest of his team in terms of just raw frags being 7-2 currently. Bad at all. For Nemiga, though, as we kind of touched on very slightly, this is their big moment now. They get themselves a proper buy-up. AWP in the arms of Cyber Focus, of course. Expecting to see something a little more serious for them now, a little more put together. Ultimately a snapshot into how they want to play out their CT side. Already a pretty standard default comes in. Feels like she's going to be caught on his aggression. Still manages to make the pick work. Cyber Focus turning to favour. There's AWP, however. Going to be Robo to pick off Romy. Hitmouse getting his time on towards B as frag grenade in the back of his pocket. Molly as well, soon to be thrown. Vicious going to drop the tag, but that's going to be a smoke. Definitely not anything. Well, doesn't really need to throw it out there. Vicious going to get close. Remember, of course, the entire T side is still very much spread out. You've got Novel run towards the back of Ivy. Bomb is rotating over to join him. Does put Spirit in pretty good stead to split out on towards A. During the have got Vicious over and Pop Dog. They're going to have to tackle Roman and his buddy on site, Robo. Slowly, the contact play from Roman looking likely. Refusing to peek just yet. Kalinka back turned, likely to fall if the peek comes in, but Novel has got his teammate covered, finds the kill, but Robo on site does find the Pop Dog player, meaning the push now is all but trapped in from Ivy. Robo finds one, connects the second with the burst fire. Locks down the site perfectly. This time for Spirit is now just going to be the pistols, unfortunately. Going for pretty much deagles across the board, which is pretty standard on train. So many longer angles and such you can really work with. Get him deep nade in towards Team A, do a lot of early damage on towards Romy, putting him down to just 67 HP. Nemiga are a Belarusian team, if my memory serves me correct. Really hope that was the right phrase for Belarusian. A good shot though from Vicious. Every time we look away, Vicious just opens up. He did it with the Famas and now he does it with the Deagle. Picks off one towards the bean site. Very lonely player, but nothing he can really do to change things. Roman waiting for a smoke to fade towards Ivy, but he can face out. It's going to be Spirit just bulking up now towards this A site, trying to see if they can overwhelm a few players by just manpower alone. And it does work out for them until he gets a second pick, but Roman is causing such a problem by just still being alive towards Pop Dog. He gets himself 2 players for his troubles. Novel does have a good position, but Hitmouse needs to fall. And Vicious acting as the bait player, and that's a second headshot on towards Robo, annihilating connector control. Now it's all on Roman, and Vicious with the third and ultimately 4th kill, a quadra for him in the round. and turns an eco from Team Spirit into a round win. 4-2, Nemiga finding themselves economically crushed. They're the ones sent back to these USPs. Gonna be such a tough round now for Nemiga to work. They can't even afford to buy upgraded pistols, let alone anything else, so it is literally just USPs. See if they can hold on to anything at all. He's getting ready, carries his way out, looking to see if he can find a head of his opposition, and bit by bit they eventually start to land. Roman, already the first to fall. Lincoln now looking towards Baby Rampo as well, which actually is a bit of a tougher angle considering Robo and Hitmouse could peek together, but Robo's playing the back of trains, as you can see. Which means he's looking towards upper. Being Hitmouse all alone, does have his teammate of course playing towards wooden spindle. Even then you're asking a double dink from a USP to land. Push comes in, Hitmouse does make it work, but Novell swift on the trade. Kalinka rotating up towards heaven. Yes, and Robo quite far back. Plant is coming through, and Hitmouse is getting relatively close. But MDS tapping away towards heaven, makes something stick. But not for long now, 16 HP, UMP at range. Even then, still enough to chew him up. Team Spirit get themselves their 5th. Kaboom, buddy. If you're going to survive in this world, you've got to learn to handle Moobot and the things that Moobot loves to do. I don't actually know why I banned you, but it didn't like something I said. Blame the robots, man. I don't know. Are you the same caster from yesterday? Depends on what you were watching, not from the Shanghai store. Push comes in. Oh, very aggressive play from the CTs now. It is going to be Robo and MDS to go on together. The entire T side, though, all bulked up to hit towards this B side, pretty much. All towards the upper side of bathroom / deep in towards B. Let's see the lurk play from Van Vicious. He walks out towards the site. Hitmouse was watching dead set towards him. Robo trying to see if he can get a little bit more aggressive now. The push coming out towards A. Hitmouse being the distraction from the back of trains, but it's just so much aggression from Novell. Makes it work with a double kill, picking up both needed on the back of those sites, forcing their rotates over from Nemiga. Now parked up in the smoke, looking for that plant. Gets away with it. The spot he has to play for the after plant is not looking pretty at all. Just stuck towards Great Train. Peeks out anyway, he finds himself their headshot. MDS then holds the flank. Very back and forth round one. It was very up in the air, but it does come down just to a simple positioning for Nemiga to be able to make that work. I think Novell had himself a fair few good entries, but the rest of his team weren't there to play off of his success. Still, of course, going to be a strong side on both of these lineups. But fully fledged out armories. And a default again from Spirit. They are going to be met by a sliver focus, but a good molly coming deep in from Kalinka. But any aggression, aware of the fact that Ramp pushed as well, fires off just a few volleys just to make sure that no one can come running on up. Spirit looking to make sure they can't be caught by surprise. Being very patient towards Ivy. Noble, of course, pretty consistent with his openings. Then Vicious set up towards Pop Dog. Could have the element of surprise on Robo, who seems completely blind. They give him a second as well. That's crucial. You can't afford to give up any more to that one man. Cyber Focus at least with the trade on Kalinka as they duel it out over on towards Popdog. But is it going to be enough? Novell now out towards Ivy. This is so much map control for Spirit to play with. Cyber Focus tries to peek out and connect to Romy. Picks off Roman, who's completely oblivious to the fact that the site has been overwhelmed. Hitmouse now with his back turned finally looks towards Novell, who's running right into his arms, but it's still a 1 versus 3 with Fenvicious eager to pick him off. The angle is going to be held. Fenvicious walking into his shadows. Every single player from Spirit just running at him head first, making sure they can find that frag. Eventually he'll push him to the crosshair of Luke and AWP to pick him away. Team Spirit double up, 6-3. And another painful reset, most notably to the economy of Nemiga. You can see it as well on the pistols here. I mean, 1.4k, 1.2k. That's after them investing as well with the CZs and such, because they have to. It's such a dastardly situation for them now to even remotely win their way out of. Blinker as well could tear up Ivy right now with this Mac 10. Has to be said. That CZ is painful. Actually, gonna be enough to take him down. Expecting Kalinka to be a little bit more mobile, but he sat back, he gave the opportunity for him to initiate the fight, and that's, I think, what you need with the CZ, to be honest. Much more of a proactive weapon. By being proactive, peeking out towards the tip of blue, gets a good amount of damage on towards Luke, knocks him down to about half, but can't quite connect the headshot needed for the kill. It's going to prompt Spirit, of course, to swiftly run over on towards this B site now and test the metal over that direction to see if they can find themselves a frag. Cyber Focus swinging away a few shots with the Deagle. Let's land it. Well, Luke's starting to work his way back in with the trades. Robo on the back of the site. The Lurker with the P250 causing problems. Gets a second as well as he cuts down Luke, trying to get too close. It's not a shotgun. I mean, last man standing. Dastardly round. Nemiga to make it work by, again, positioning. The trademark of this team. Spirit completely off guard time and time again. Was given them their rounds on their CT side. Romy be walking back over on towards T-Con at least. An idea of going out on towards the A site. Well, that's not going to be as easy as he thinks. Has to check towards Popdog, of course. For smoke to use if he wants to. You can see the idea was certainly there, but then he realizes the time. Those with 5 seconds left. Journey here is done today. Save that rifle for that 11th round. So you have something to play with at least, because I mean he could drop an AWP can blow up from Fenvicious. You basically get yourself a healthy buy. Definitely worthwhile for Spirit to invest it. Train is Nemiga's pick, to clarify. Once again, it's a slow and patient setup from Spirit. Hunting for a few opportunities based on the aggression of Nemiga. As Kalinka does snap on towards the head of Robo. MDS. The depths of Popdog, hoping that we do see a bit of a jump down play, but if not, he can always swing back to his right and hold the T-Con push. Same old for Novell. Fenvicious, oh unlucky. MDS plays him like a fool. Running the clock down, though, is something Nemiga have done very well. 50 seconds, 45 seconds or so now for Spirit to actually get on towards the A site. I mean, they have got the ever so wonderful Kalinka face first, but he has to find all the picks pretty much, do the job himself. Gets one, but down and dirty and towards Connector, he'll have to fight. Looks towards Hitmouse, sees his head, snaps onto it, locks in, gets the kill. MDS looking for more, through the smoke, drops the bomb, which is crucial during the time. But even then, the bomb can be picked up. There's about 20 seconds for him to be able to sprint over to train, and I think he knows that he can't deny that plant. He drops down. Linker is right there. Can make it a 1v2 at least, but Luke is now going to be staring dead set at him. Hawkeye with that orb. Good flash to get yourself out, but you don't capitalize on it. You do have a second to throw, but even what more can you do with that? You peek out. You've got two players staring at you. They're not going to line up for you. They're not going to make it easy. And yes, you're going to do something. Have a bit of initiative to find the first, but exactly what we're referring to. The double peek comes through. Spirit, you move up 7-4. It's unfortunate really for Nemiga. I see a lot of you making the same comment as well, and it is actually pretty fair. Nemiga have had some good rounds. They've played some good CS, but they've not been able to get anything consecutive. They've not been able to actually build up their economy, which means that all of these rounds they're picking up are very much fledgling rounds in nature. There's not anything with them. I mean, in this round it's just these pistols, so they're obviously going to get knocked up. It's them being taken down with relative ease, but the problem is if you can't connect these buys together, can't get one or two back to back, you've got nothing to play with, no longevity within your CT side. It does allow Spirit up to 8, bear in mind. I mean, train is train after all in terms of the way it swings. But you wouldn't expect such a wide open performance from Spirit. I think they should begin to be capped out on the rounds they can pick up, otherwise Nemiga are going to find themselves a whole lot to do in that second half. Cyber focus though, an aggressive angle from him. Does net an early reward. Falls back after picking off Vicious. And this has really been the thing, right? It's either been they sit far back and they get a kill that falls into their lap, or they go forward and get one and then go and kind of play passively off the back of that, knowing it's I mean, they get given a frac there. Kalinka peeks out towards MDS. That's a jewel that is won for the CT side. But even if they pick up this round, can they hold on to that 14th? I mean, if they do, the actual realistic odds are that they can actually get themselves a much better half, potentially even move up to even 6 or even 7, which is best case. Dinavel trying to save things by looking for a better height, hoping the elevation will give them a bit of information to work with on how they can approach tackling this A site. The peek comes in from Luke, starts to open things up. The first round towards sight. Roman has not been forced back to his famous. He'll be peppering down shots from the tip of train. Giving it all on towards the shoulders of that aforementioned AWP. Peeks up and towards Roman, goes for the no shot. This guy is not Guardian, not today. Hitmouse will quickly take him down, and that'll be that. Nemiga move up to 5. Flies come in, and a double op setup now being thrown into the arms of Robo. Of course, the AWP as well. The first one being thrust into Cyber Focus's palms. Happy days for him. It's been pretty much him being dominant with it. Game on Nemiga. But his first pick hasn't really connected to much else. Unfortunately for here as well, they are going to lose Roman to the hands of Luke, who's starting to be a little bit more the ball with his potential. Robo was working the Ivy angle, but there's not really much for him to do. A smoke to be thrown towards Hitmouse will force him back. Slowly then trying to move further forward as the smoke was actually bad, but even with that said, I mean, you need a good flash here, perfectly timed, otherwise it's going to get rough. The pop flash comes in, they line up as all 3, but it's not going to be enough. Robo now has to do it all himself, finds the second shot. Can he go for the third? Walks right into his arms, misses it, pulls out the USB, lands the headshot, the chest shot, it comes through. 3 kills for Robo, holding down Ivy like an absolute champion. Leaving him Vicious and Luke to try and save the round. They're running right towards his arms. The bomb, most importantly, 40 seconds on the clock. They can't afford to drop it somewhere like Ivy. Robo with a round-winning play, potentially. All comes down to, will he be aware that Ivy is still being pushed? Make it or break it time. Holding the angle. This is a good flick from him. Worst case. The steps come through, but he looks to the left. The awkward timing, but no, Luke doesn't check his left side. leaves things wide open. Both kills come through. Robo with the ace play. Perfection from him in the way he approaches the round. Sure, his teammate does fall, but he fills in the gap. I have to say though, if Luke did check his left side when he came out and actually just cleared the angle, we could have seen something a little different. I mean, you can jump on under the good old timing phrase, or you can throw whatever excuse you want to throw under the sun, but it's certainly a hard to watch round, something you just have to stomach. But what you can't do is discredit the AWPing from Robo there. I was going to say as well, I'm pretty sure that's the first continuous round that Nemiga actually picked up, so definitely not complaining at all. Romy, of course, trying to change things, trying to hold the deagle. Second comes through. He's close range with the CZ. Trying to see if they can crush connector. Cyber Focus is going to be there to help his teammate hit mouse, both of them, seeing if they can escape. Ten Vicious, too close, too personal. That's another kill for him. Luke waiting patiently to plant. Nemiga, you've let this one fall away from you, haven't you? Couldn't go for 3, only affording 2. This is almost an impossible clutch for Hitmax to make work. Luke peeks out, taps him in the head, and a simple bot play from the M4A4 is enough to round out this half, 9-6. I think overall though, Nemiga have got probably more than they should have got, all things considered. I mean, we saw a lot of eco round losses. But we also saw Nemiga just generally struggle to be able to, I don't know, make it work with their rifles, to put it simply. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it because there's not really much to say. They just kept dropping what should be fairly simple CS rounds. But we did see some surprising deagle play come out from their opposition, so it's not to say they weren't met with some skillful shots. Palenka opens up this pistol fairly nicely. Ooh, a second from Romy as well. An early headshot on towards Roman as Hitmouse finally sprung into action. Out from Ivy. 3 players going together. 2 now dipping off to go towards the back of trains, potentially wrapping on towards B as they are going to be somewhat trapped in. Romy, of course, chasing them down from behind. They are holding for it, but Romy with 2 quick kills before they can respond. Hitmouse at least finding 1 close range with the Glock. But what more can he do? It's a 1 versus 4. An ace clutch that he'd need to pull out the bag. Romy is going to tap on away, trying so desperately take down Hitmouse, but at the end of the day, his entire team got their grips wrapped around him. That bomb is uncontestable. Down to 13 HP. For a second there, I was thinking, Romy, you gonna go for the knife, buddy, really? Okay. Oh no, picks up the Glock. That'll be enough to push us over the edge. Team Spirit. Second pistol swings their way. They move up to 10. Which is not half bad considering the scoreline. Nemiga knowing full well they're about to be put under pressure. And acknowledging the lack of bomb plant, it's going to prompt a forcer. Luke's going to be holding patiently that scout in towards Tecum. Roke as well going aggressively on towards Pop Dog just to make sure that Nemiga don't get comfortable with the idea of just doing a simple pop rush or A split very early on into the round. You're off the back of that can feel a little bit more comfortable. At least for now. A few pushes are going to come in. Some great smokes coming in considering they are just CCs. It is going to give a certainly false illusion off. The push comes in. What's going to happen though? Cyber Focus about to go contact first against Romy. He picks up 1, springs around for the second. It's a little bit hectic, but he makes it work, then picks up the Tech 9. That's going to be enough for a 3rd headshot to come in on towards Robo. And then Robo jumps through the smoke, finds 1 with a UMP, and it all goes a little bit up in the air. They get themselves a plant, but that is looking like it's going to be just about it, as the MP9 in the arms of NDS is, well, a little bit lost for nature. What can he possibly do with it in this round, aside from save? The defuse is long, but plentiful Lavelle. As Team Spirit, he will secure their 11th. Nice deep nades. Interesting volley, but I guess it's just to stop the rush once again. Roman also being nicked for just about 16 HP. I'm going to be all eyes on towards MDS if I'm honest here, because I want to see what he can do with the MP9. I mean, everyone else has Deagles and CZ, sure, but realistically, their chances of a kill are very, very slim. At least with MDS, he's got Kevlar back in the SMG. So he could find something. It's not, you know, an impossible task. But he needs to be the catalyst for this round for his team, and the more his teammates fall, the harder things are for him, because we can't carry dead men. I think that's certainly why they're grouping up towards B here. Makes sense, but it's a smart situation from the CT side. They've played very far back, even more so towards connector. Means for likes of Fenvicious that when the push comes in, he either faces or he can just sit and hold an angle. Either way, that UMP has a bit of a field day on this push. Good early flash as well, meaning MDS is going to be full blind. The SMG is kind of useless as it does get a dink off, but that is literally it. As Nemiga with the scout finds one, makes that to a second double kill. Spirit go 12-6. Thankfully, though, a buy for Nemiga. This is where they have to show us something positive, otherwise this game begins to well and truly fall by the wayside, at least in map 1 of this best of 3. Really was hoping to see something stronger from Nemiga. I mean, you look towards them, statistically speaking, Train is their most played map, but it is arguably also one of their, not necessarily least successful maps, but it's, you know, outside of Cash and Nuke, which they touched it but barely won it. I think Nuke 4 times, Cash once within the last 3 months. Both at 0% win rates. Train is next up on that list. Every other map comes up higher than Train, even though it's their most played map. So for Nemiga, it's kind of a catch-22, right? You know, you feel like you're comfortable on it. You feel like that is your best map. Clearly, it's why you've been going for it so many times. It was your choice at the end of the day. But in games like this, it just seems a little lost. We already talked about their CT side issues, but on T, they haven't really been given much of a chance to show themselves, in fairness, this being their first buy, but the point we're making is they don't have too much time to work with if they want to up their game. Maybe a slowly burning push coming in from Ivy. Flame certainly weighs thin though for Nemiga in this play because of the position that Novel's holding. Be a good chunk of information to come through for him, allowing Robbie to potentially spin back around, but no, Hitmouse able to force the pick. That's huge. Smoke completely blocking him off. Kalinka now has so much to do and very little to make it work with, but somehow picks up a double kill. The substitute player stepping up when needed. Luke, a huge shot with the AWP as well, finding the player backside as the Novel still standing on 1 HP. MDS couldn't get a single shot down on his body. Meaning Roman finds himself all alone in a 1 versus 3. A round that could have been left completely changed if Novell was able to be taken down, but it just didn't happen. Nemiga barely any time to work with, inspiring that rush-like play where they don't check their corners, the mistakes come in. Kalinka able to get a double kill where he should at least, at bare minimum, be traded out. But it just doesn't happen. 13-6, Julies being purchased by MVS. A rifle on Roman. At least something from the previous round finding its way through. But such a devastating display right now for Nemiga. Really gotta hope things pick themselves up sooner rather than later, or even start to discuss the idea of map 2. Their aggression is quickly going to be dismantled by Romy. Up on top of this train, picks off one, a second on towards Roman, almost falls into his lap. Look towards Ivy, that's even more so full zero style of angle. Roman will at least find his head, in fact, so could forsake the round. He gets a second on towards Kalinka, starting to step into that somewhat as Robo feels the roll on towards Luke. Bomb plant as well should be likely. Play from Robo, exactly what's needed. Needed to be that aggressive fragger. Back of A2. Fills the roll to a T. Question is this the start of a Belarusian comeback or just a reset? I mean, I don't want to bring back memories of the CT side. But Nemiga, they struggle with the idea of consecutive round and building up their economy, giving them something that bankrolled them for a while. I mean, bear in mind, even after a win, it's still going to be very shaky ground. They've only got a few $1,000s or so on each player, and the Hitmouse and Robo barely anything left. Cyber Focus going for that aggressive entry. Well, peeking it is a ballsy move. Don't get shown that lesson. 55 HP though, so nothing really too crazy. Luke peeking on out, finding attack with the scout. The AWP as well, so pretty crucial. But Novell, risky stuff. Can't be affording. Re-peek that. It's a headshot angle for an AK that'll take any day of the week. Contemplating dropping. Throws the flash. Kalinka, you turn for it. Doesn't mean a kill. Fall into the arms of Nemiga once again. An advantage for them now to play with. And Vicious getting aggressive off the back of that, wanting to find the head of Robo. Checks for it, but the Deagle too damn quick. A spicy frag, and one that certainly opens up Luke for a bit of confidence as he then kicks out the scout. Hitmouse does find the trade towards Ivy though as he pushes on up Roman. Catch off Novell, and that's where the round will begin to crumble for the CT side as they lose all their manpower, all the advantage, the weaponry begins to fall to the ground. Fenvicious looking for a Deagle shot on towards Hitmouse, but Hitmouse has none of it. Runs away to the distance, doesn't need to take the fight, knows full well that if he takes the fight and gives up a kill, it makes the round doable. Instead, makes it impossible. Forcing Fenvicious to chase down the site, and that's where MDS can step in and find the last headshot. Nemiga doubling up their rounds on their T side, starting off pretty damn well. Simple high flashes coming in towards the A site now. Robo, be careful, you won't be facing too wide out of that smoke considering you've got no one Deacon to peek with you. Nemiga looking like the most common play they can go into is either very skeletal execute on towards A, considering positions, or they could just group up towards bathroom and such and actually throw the smokes out the window on towards the A site and then hit towards B. Especially considering you've got Robo with that SMG positioned in the way he is. Really opens you up to send him just out lower side. See if you can get any of those aggressive inner frags. Ooh, the timing, that's so lucky for him almost. Gets off a pick just as they're crossing. MDS with the early trade. The smoke perfectly blocking off the site as well. Leaving that whole inner channel completely uncontestable. The bomb will go down. A nice molly toward dinner as well. Hitmouse back. The oil train gets one. Quick trade comes in from Neville. Yes, now realizing that he's under pressure from a multitude of angles and kind of wants to help his teammate too. One shouldn't be able to get a second. That should be almost certainly a trade. But instead now it's Luke. No 1v2. Roman 3 HP. Right on the cusp of losing his life. But he's still standing ultimately. Which means that pistol now has to get very quick and aggressive. Luke, one more kill to find. Very little to work with. No kit on his body. It's time to walk away with that AWP and concede just another round to the Nemiga side. Nemiga doing a much better job at building up their economy now. Actually, so much more to work with. They can afford to drop things. They can afford to make a few mistakes even. And they're being cautious of their economy too. I mean, that's why Roman has just bought a Mac 10. He's thinking, right, I've got $7,000, but you know what I need? I need more money. And he's aware of the fact that he's against pistols, so it's such an easy time for him to go for it. Push. Oh, Cyber Focus, a shot into your teammate isn't what you were hoping for, but I mean, you killed him anyway. Just the bullet went for a bit of a interesting route. Opens up for a second. Oh, make that a third. This is just a simple schooling. Cyber Focus having a great time with inner entries. The AWP proving to be the weapon you need. The walk out on towards the B site. Who needs a Mac 10? Who needs any money? The AWP is just a shotgun. Bomb is going to work its way down, beginning to reach that final moment. Romy just going to be playing the time. Basically thinking, right, can I get an exit frag? Who's that? Oh, yeah, you can. Surprisingly gets a double tap. Oh, a second. Thankfully, Nemiga have a good economy. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit more worried now, but no, they can easily replenish that. I mean, yeah, we refer to the AWP as a shotgun because, I mean, have you looked at what Cyber Focus is doing? The guy just runs out through inner in that round and just starts just hitting kids at almost touching distance. Some real nice, aggressive play. Very much a throwback to the Kenny S style of AWPing. Almost old stuff like you saw him do on Inferno, for example. Good pause though, at least breaking time. I think both of these teams actually could do with a good opportunity to sit back and relax. I see some of you asking the question of what is this league? What is going on? So for those of you who aren't aware of what you're watching right now, I'll give you a little bit of a recap of what this is all about. Basically, there's an invitational event, Starlight Eye League, taking place in Shanghai. It's the CIS Qualifier. We've seen Spirit.Academy and Nemiga both battle out to get to this point. Spirit.Academy beat Cans 2-0, Nemiga beat Fours 2-0. That pits them in the semi-final currently, and where they stand now is one step away from qualifying to Stage 2 of the CIS Qualifier. Stage 2 has arguably some of the bigger brother style of teams in them. I mean, you're looking at Spirit.Academy here, or you're looking at Spirit.Academy, or Spirit themselves. Flip side, Avenger, Vega Squadron. Those are some of the level of teams you could expect in Stage 2 of the qualifier. It's a little bit more heated, but a coveted spot nonetheless, and a good way to get going. And to get there is to start getting yourself picks. Cyber Focus, again, with the AWP opening, is exactly what we need to be seeing. Kalinka holding the aggressive E-box angle, though, could mean we see some excitable play from his rifle. We're looking for one or even two. Smoke comes in towards Pop Dog, stopping the walkout play that Hitmouse was just thinking of doing. Roman finding the frag on towards Kalinka as well. Robo. Head shot from him on towards Romy. Good molly being thrown towards Bomb Train, but a high flash as well to follow up is even more so perfect. Just these two lonely Spirit players. Such a dire spot now. I mean, looking for pick after pick. Novell will make it work with one, but the odds of a successful 2 vs 4 retake are excruciatingly low. We're being spotted, but at this point, I think he's smart enough to know re-peeking is a bad plan. Novell loses AWP as well as Robo. Spots him out and kills him. See how cautious Nemiga are being, just to make sure that there's no funny business going on, that Ambitious isn't on the site. A big force up. Okay, Spirit. That's okay. We'll see what they can do here. Cyber Focus seeing if he can work a shot through. He's been able to do this a fair few rounds now, but nothing will come of it. Very slow start from Nemiga as well. I mean, they should be aware that they're either against pistols or a very mixed bag of pistols, even if they realize it's a force. Don't think too much aggression is going to come through from them. It more likely will be just a standard, either fully fledged execute or even just a simple smoke and flash combo. Luke was under fire, down to 58 HP as the push comes slowly but surely his way. Praying that he finds at least a tag or something. Ideally a headshot, but I feel like best case scenario may well be off the table at this point. Finds himself completely blind. The entry coming through. Robo, charge, spots out on the towards E-box. That's one kill already being found by Nemiga. Hungry now for a second and likely even third. Connector, about to be an absolute battle zone. Or battlefield to be correct about it, but point still stands. And Vicious at least able to find himself a kill to work with, pinning us in a 4 versus 4. Finally, Nemiga. He moving past E-box, Robo holding the smoke. MBS gonna steal the kill away. Yep, that's just another close range CZ, but ain't gonna be sprayed on down by Robo either way. Nope, first threat. Whips out the scout, somehow lands it. Okay. Cyber Focus should at least be able to take him down, though. I don't imagine a 3 and 12 HP clutch coming through. The Vicious is going to have a crack at it and go for the shots. The bomb is planted in such a good angle for Nemiga. I don't feel like they can lose this. This should be off the table. They're trying so hard. The collateral nearly comes through. Cyber Focus missing the second shot, but the P250 is enough even at that range to claim his life. The push comes in. Pistol shots yet again, still not connecting, but finally the cookie will crumble. Nemiga get themselves their 12th round. Focus. Holding once again for the push, seeing if he can find himself an opportunity. Putting the trains perhaps. A classic wallbang even being going for. But once again it'll be no early kills. A distant shot for Spirit. You know, just how many rounds in a row they've lost to Nemiga, a team who struggled so much so to pick up rounds back to back on their CT side and now inflicting the same treatment for Spirit. Moving up Ivy now. Waiting to see if they can find themselves potential point of contact. Good molly and smoke flash combo should lead to them being able to walk out pretty much nice and comfortably. No one can really stop them. Kalinka is in between the trains. He'll be spotted out relatively soon. Romy playing from distance. It's a good flash, but it's a little too late. He's too much now for Kalinka to do, surely. As he does find one, then goes chasing up the trains, but that's when Roman will dart on forward, slip in exactly where he's needed. Cyber Focus. They need to be a thorn in his opposition side with the AWP, just holding connector absolutely perfectly. So 2 kills, in fact. Leaving Luke to either get backstabbed or shot in the neck. Either way, it's the same old result. 13-13. Nemiga tie things up. Spirit still struggle. Gonna be a lot of pistols now for the CP side. A good deep nade at least to try and scrape through on towards Cyber Focus, but again, it's just very little damage. You gotta feel like Team Spirit need to do just a little bit more early on. They're playing so far back. Want to see some more aggression from them, a bit more tenacity almost. Nemiga once again taking this one nice and carefully. No need for them to play their hand too early. Not even risking rounds going to the way of Spirit, making sure they use all the utility. Burning Kalinka down to just 22 HP. Running to connect it, he'll have to go. Concedes the entirety of that pop dog hold. Spirit, where they're going to be doing best is up close and personal, but if these mollies, these flashes keep on pushing them back, the chances of this round going their way begin to dwindle even more. So the flash is good and a dink comes through. But it still is going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Robo holding the push on towards Luke, least just another frag. They will be caught reloading, but even with Fenvicious finding that pick, that was still done. Novell with a CZ at longer range, holding a second, that changes things. MDS may be holding, but he's 2 HP. Roman being on 12 HP means that a shot either way lead to a doable round. Walk-up comes in, Novell may find Roman. Such a dastardly angle. Hardy walks in nonetheless. MDS 2 HP, has to make it work, finds himself one headshot. No information on where Fenvicious is going to be standing, but no kit either. Needs a full 10 seconds is going to be required. Drop comes in, flash to be thrown, Fenvicious getting aggressive. But the flash is blinding. MDS playing this to a T, exactly what he needs to do here. Peek comes in, baiting all the time. Making this round unwinnable for the CTs. He's going to be so frustrated as well, Kalinka, that he was 2 HP. But in all fairness to him, it's a hard thing to make work. I mean, the only other play you can literally do is just run at him head first. But you got to give credit to the way Nemiga played time. It's the safer play. He could have just peeked out and gone for the kill, but no. Nemiga know that they need security. They were so far behind in this game, but now they're ahead. The big double AWP glass cannon setup for Kalinka and Luke. But you can't help but feel like the stopping power of Spirit has just got progressively worse. Holding for Hitmouse. Does walk into the crosshair of Luke, but no kill. 3 peeks. Luke with the timing. That is just awkward to witness. Hitmouse, a second headshot for him. Kalinka picking off one as they come down through inner. Gets a second on towards MDS. That changes things significantly. The landscape now beginning to shuffle. The aggression then comes in towards Ivy. Romy as well. Similar storyline from him. Roman knocks on down. Gets the frag. Kalinka. Caught rotating. Everything looked good for a moment. A blink of an eye. You thought Team Spirit actually had something. Oh, then they will quickly crash. Fenvicious going to peek out. Takes the 1v1. Roman going to be the man to come out on top. Nemiga up to 15. Their first map point. And a much better performance from them on their T side. Just take a look at that streak. Spirit, they were able to get 4 rounds. Pistol included. So after that buy came in, everything changed. Can't help but throw back to that force buy. Certainly a key decision in the game for Team Spirit, but they are going to have to suck that up now and try and make this work anyway. Already are looking at some aggression from Kalinka. So close to just pushing this, which, to be honest, if he actually did, that could lead to something better than what they're likely to get if he sits far back. We've seen how quickly they can just get overwhelmed after all. Nemiga, they're just waiting for the aggression to come in from the likes of Pop Dog or B-Site. Hitmouse. Holds close. Kalinka. Genuine opportunity, but Hitmouse is just too quick on the trigger. That AK allowing nobody to walk on through. Good flash towards Pop will bait out a little bit of attention. Oh, Spirit, they're so far back on A that it doesn't mean anything anyway. It all comes down to, can Fenvicious actually hold on to this side? Gets the first kill. Needs to find a second as well. Dropping down in between these trains. The bomb train no longer protecting him. Does find the bomb carrier. That's a second frag as well. Now looking for a third. But Cyber Focus will slip out with the AWP. That shot is enough to whistle on down for the chest of Vicious, leaving Luke and Novell. Robo getting up close and personal, holding for Brown Train. The jump beat comes in. Luke will miss the shot, makes it a 1v1 as Novell engages against Cyber Focus. The bomb is dropped. They have to spray on down. Novell wins it. Team Spirit a fighting chance. They get themselves to 14. All or nothing now for Team Spirit. They can either play out through overtime and look to fix things on their CT side, or they can come to an end, at least for Train, and try and refresh themselves to map 2. All comes down to 1 minute 55. Once again, Kalinka getting close off the back of V-Box. 3 players grouped up towards Ivy. Nice, very nice deep nade actually. Much better than we've seen in the past. I mean, we've been referring to that nade quite a lot as we've seen them towards T-Con, towards Ivy and such, but they've always been for maybe 20 HP. But that's almost double, 42 HP being dished down to Cyber Focus there. Towards the AWPer as well, makes things a little bit easier now for these rifles. Gotta look for a stray headshot or 2. Things still fairly quiet. Got Romy just holding in sandwich between these trains. We're seeing if he can find that frag, but much as he may be aware of someone's likely presence nearby, actually finding it is a whole different ballgame completely. Push comes in, Kalinka gonna have to try and find one. Robo now pushing on up, just completely oblivious to the position of Romy. Cyber Focus still pushing on out, trying to hold for things with the AWP, but at this point, too close, too personal. You've got to begin to make it work close range or back away trying. MVS will take the head of Romy in return, at least to make it a 3v3. Cyber Focus missing the shot, allowing for a quick 2-for-2 trade. MVS quickly trying to hunt on in for the kill, leaving Luke all alone in a 1v2. His position completely unknown allows him to walk through a scope, or a smoke, and then scope. Oh, that's a shot. Can he go for the second? Nope. MDS gonna leave him with nothing worth fighting for. Nemiga 16-14 in a very, very out-of-the-box final round, but it happens the way it happens. That's sometimes what we gotta put up with, and that's sometimes what we get to see. GGs are gonna be exchanged. Second map is gonna be coming up. What a game that certainly was. Nemiga, they struggled so much in the first half. They did get themselves a few more rounds to work with, though, than we originally expected, and that put them in good stead to then be able to build things up on their T side and start to run away with things, which, again, to highlight, was not expected at all. But they proved they picked this for a reason, and they proved us wrong. That said, folks, I hope you enjoyed. We are going to be going to a very, very short break. We'll see you guys soon. In the meantime, a short message from our wonderful sponsors.
CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.